What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another video. We got a good one for you today. I'm going to be going over my best Rogue Company tips and tricks. Let's dive right into it. Roll the intro. I don't think I love you no more. You never seem to call me lately. Just a reminder, if you guys do go on to enjoy the video, be sure to leave a like and subscribe to the channel if you are new around here, and click that notification bell so you don't miss any future videos. And if you have any questions or videos that you would like to see me make, be sure to let me know down in the comments below. And I do stream on Twitch every Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday, so if you want to come hang out live, that is the best place to do so. So number one, I actually mentioned this in my last Rogue Company video, but I'm going to say it again just to reiterate it, and that is do not pick Ronin off the jump. She has become the default character for everybody, and I'm not really sure why. I think it's because people use her in the tutorial, so when they're in game and they see somebody they know, they just pick a Ronin. But let me advise you not to do that. Start off with somebody like Saint or Dallas, that'll do you much better. And that's not to say Ronin's not a good character, because she is a great character. But I would go back to her once you've learned more about the game and you feel like you're ready for someone like that. My next one, this is a pretty obvious one, but this needs to be said, and that is play with a squad when possible. It is so much easier to win games and communicate when you have a squad. And I know not everybody has enough friends to play with a squad, but that's okay. You could even just load into a Rogue Company match and say you play with some guys that you did really good, and say you wrecked the other team and it was nice to play with them. Dude, just go invite them back to a lobby, and if they join, boom, that could be your squad for the future and you didn't even know. But if you do have friends that play Rogue Company, definitely get them on the game and squad up and wreck some people, because it's so much easier to play with a squad. My next tip is do not be overly aggressive when defending. They have to come to you, and that can be in any game mode. For example, I play Demolition the most, so we'll mention that. If you are defending in Demolition, I see too many teams make the mistake of rushing the enemy team and then they get wrecked. I don't get why you're pushing up like that unless the other team is just really that bad at the game. Usually my rule of thumb is I always want to be ahead of the enemy team when defending. Like, I always want to be winning the match if I'm defending, and if I'm not, then we probably don't have a good chance of winning the game. My next tip is honestly an easy one, but you would be surprised at how many people actually don't know this. This would probably be most useful in Demolition, however you could probably use it in any game mode. So when you're jumping out of the ship, you can actually look across the map and see the enemy's dropship, and you can see them jumping out of the ship going to wherever they're going to land. Now, some teams are smarter than others and they'll try and fake you out, but I kid you not, some teams literally go straight towards the bomb they plan on planting, or however the case would be in what game mode. But typically I play Demolition, so I'm just using that as my example. And I mean, if you see all four people going to that side, then obviously you know to expect that. But again, with more experienced players, they might fake going A and then completely go B because they know you're watching for them to go to a certain bomb. So you got to be careful for that. It just really depends on who you're playing. My next tip is to make sure you use your passive abilities. If you don't know what a passive ability is, pretty much every rogue in the game, it has its regular ability and then its passive ability. For example, Lancer's passive ability, every time she rolls, her gun reloads. Which, like, think about that. Think about how OP that is. If you're fighting two people, just keep rolling and you're not gonna run out of ammo, and you can take on several people at a time. Like, it's such a good passive ability, and so many people don't use it. Another example is Dallas. Typically I see Dallas use his ability once a round, but every time you kill somebody, you get to reuse that ability. So if you kill one person, pop that ability again and see where the next person is, kill him, and keep doing that. Those are just two examples. Whoever your rogue is, if you don't know their passive ability, be sure to check it out and use it in game, because I'm telling you, it works a lot better than you think it would. To be honest, I think this next tip would be a given, but it's honestly not, especially for new players. When you are attacking in any game mode, please move up with your team. Don't try to go out on your own. The only exception I would give to that is if your Lancer trying to go on a flank and without them hearing you. I'd say 95% of the time, when you're attacking, you want to move as a whole team towards a bomb, because when you split up, it's just not going to work. You need to attack towards a bomb as a whole team, and I promise you, you will see much more success than splitting up, because that just doesn't work. If you hardcore rush a bomb, it catches the enemy off a surprise, and it always keeps them on their feet, trying to guess which one you're going to go to. This tip is probably my favorite one that I'm going to give you guys, and the tip is play practices against AI. If you're finding yourself in game getting wrecked, go to the practices. I believe right now there's practice demolition. I think they might have added practices of the other game modes, but I'm not 100% sure on that. But I know for a fact there is practice demolition. And this is great practice to learn the maps, learn good spots, just learn how to control a map, learn your tactics on how you want to attack or defend on a certain map. You know, practice is such a good thing to use, and most people don't use it. If you're new and you're struggling and you're tired of getting wrecked, I really encourage you to go to practice. There's no pressure. You're facing AIs that aren't very good, so that gives you a chance to improve with your gun skill, try to win more gunfights, and just get better at the game. It's a great opportunity to do so, and I encourage you, if you're a new player struggling, head over to practice and play a few rounds on that. I've got 2 tips left for you guys, and this is also a really good tip. You have to be aware of the other team's rogues, and my example that I've got here is Lancer. If you see a Lancer on the other team, what do you know to expect? You know to watch your backs every round, because typically Lancers try to go for flanks. Sometimes they overuse flanks, and then it's just so easy to read because you know they're going to flank every single time. You have to pay attention to the other team's rogues. If you see a Dima, avoid grouping up in a big circle, especially near a wall, because he's going to bounce that nade off that wall and kill all of you. Actually, another example would be Dallas. If there's a Dallas on the other team and he has revealed one of your teammates, act like you're going to rush that bomb hard. Run straight towards that bomb, and as soon as the reveal goes away, turn around and go to the other bomb. You know, just come up with things like that. And the last tip I have for you guys is another good one, and that is, if there is a sniper in the game, you want to avoid wide open spots on the map. For example, the middle of the map. If there is a Phantom or the Fixer on the enemy team, you do not want to be in the middle of the map, because typically they are going to be sitting there trying to pick off dummies that keep running to the spot. You want to stay on the edges of the map. However, if one side of the map has wide open spots, you know, try to avoid it. Now, some maps, you know, any way you go, they're going to have a good angle, but just try to avoid these wide open areas as much as possible, or you're just going to keep getting one shot. But yeah, guys, that is all of my tips. I hope you did enjoy them and found them helpful. If you did, leave a like on the video. That lets me know you appreciated it. If you want to see more tips like this, be sure to subscribe to the channel and turn that notification bell so you don't miss any future videos. And I actually do have another video that you guys should check out. I go over the best rogues to use for beginners, and I will leave that right here for you guys. So I will catch you guys in the next one, and I do stream on Twitch every Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday. Thank you guys for watching, and peace!